Good morning, sir. I am Rakesh from B7 section. Today I am going to explain about unicellular versus multicellular organisms. Here we go. Unicellular organisms are mainly composed with a single cellular, but whereas compared to multicellular organisms are composed of more than one cell. Here, in unicellular organisms, simple body organelles, whereas compared to multicellular organisms, complex body organelles. In case of unicellular organisms, a single cell carries out all the necessary process of life, whereas in multicellular organisms, multi-cells perform different functions in organisms. In unicellular organisms, total cell body is composed to the environment. But in case of multicellular organisms, only the outer shell of organism are exposed to the environment. In unicellular organisms, the division of labor is at organelle level, but whereas compared to our multicellular organisms, division of labor is at cellular, tissue, organelles, organ and organ system level, whereas compared to unicellular organisms, including both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. In multicellular organisms, it includes only eukaryotics. Unicellular organisms, lifespan of unicellular is not usually more as compared to multicellular organisms. But in multicellular organisms, lifespan of them is more than compared to unicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, injury to the cell leads to the death of the organisms. In multicellular organisms, have a comparatively longer lifespan. In a unicellular organisms, cell differentiation is absent. Cell differentiation is absent, but whereas compared to multicellular organisms, injury to cell does not cause the death of the multicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, they can be a autotrophy or heterotrophy, but in multicellular organisms, reproduction happens only sexual as well as asexual. In multicellular organisms, only a outer cell is composed in to environment, whereas in unicellular organisms, cell body is exposed to environment, and in unicellular organism, a cell body can't be large size, whereas in multicellular organism they can attain large size by increment of a number of cells. Here, the most common example for unicellular organism is bacteria, amoeba, and etc. Whereas for multicellular organisms are humans, animals, birds, plants, etc. They are unicellular organisms. They are microscopic in nature, whereas in multicellular organisms they are macroscopic in nature. In multicellular organisms, cell differentiation is present, but in a unicellular organism, the cell differential is absent. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity.